Yeah, okay. Either way, let's move on from that.
Mark, I'm afraid. I'm afraid that time will pass, the clock will tick, 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 and I won't be able to remember the good memories that we had.
Oh. Hey, didn't notice you there. Come on in. Sit down. Can I ask you guys a question? So when I say the word memento mori, what comes to mind? Is it nothing? Is it perhaps the hard-hitting track by metal outfit Lamb of God? Or perhaps does a subtle ringing sound in your ears, or a subtle ticking sound in your ears? Today, I want to talk about the year of Unus Annus. Roll intro. Hi guys, welcome back to the Devious Delta Studio channel. Today I'm talking about Unus Annus. As you saw, before we do that, I think I should change outfits. Yeah, probably change outfits. Oh, that's better. Now, Unus Annus started in 2019 by Mark Fishbach, aka Markiplier, and his friend Ethan Nestor, formerly Crank Gameplays. Donned in black and white to kind of represent their respective Unus and Annus personas, they came out and said, we're going to make a new channel. Something that was kind of like a experiment channel, if you will. A blink and you'll miss it. 1 year. 1 year only. 365 days. A video a day. And at the end of the year, all videos along with it and the channel, gone. Thanos snapped out of existence. Now, it was kind of an undertaking, and it was interesting. I, personally, was immediately on board. And that day, they posted their first video, cooking with sex toys. And after that, we were off to the races. We got some videos such as pee sauna. They drank pee. They went to an escape room and hilariously failed at it. They also went to a rage room, which I recently was on vacation in LA, and I went to the exact same rage room that they did. It was really fun. They also did videos with Jacksepticeye, aka Sean McLaughlin. He was in a few of them. And they recruited Amy and a few other people to kind of fill out the ensemble of people helping out. Markiplier's mom, Mamaplier, was also involved in a few of the episodes. And quickly, Unus Annus became hilarious. It was fun to watch. There was a lot of entertaining videos. And they came out day by day by day by day. Every day at 12 o'clock noon, we would get a new video. However, Unus Annus was not without its problems. There was points early on where Mark and Ethan had a little bit of tension between them. Now, they had worked together previously on a lot of things where Markiplier makes, along with their friend Tyler. However, being around each other every single day for a year kind of put a tension on their relationship. Most famously, there was the President's Fitness Test. Mark got pretty pissed off, and I guess Ethan didn't clock Mark's time right or something, and he ended up punching a hole in the wall. And because he punched a hole in the wall, he ended up hurting himself and kind of scaring Ethan a little bit. He did later on, however, apologize. And there was also the instance where Mark got shot in the back twice by paintballs because Ethan was shooting they did a video where it was like shooting each other for every word you say that's written on a piece of paper, and Unus Annus was one of them. So when he said the word Unus Annus, for every syllable, Unus and, oh, well, not syllable, but every word, Unus and Annus, Ethan shot him once. So Unus, one shot, Annus twice. And Mark seemed pretty fucking aggravated at that. There was also the instance where Ethan decided to use the suction cups for, I guess it was some sort of suction cup thing. And it got stuck on Mark's back and he couldn't pull it off. And Mark was pretty angry, screaming at him. But it was kind of just a learning to work with each other again type of situation under the guys, or not guys, but under the whole entire thing of like, you know, being around each other every day for a year. And then a few months into Unus Annus, obviously it started in November 2019. What came right after? The pandemic. Mark and Ethan kind of had to separate while still figuring out how to make videos. So they turned to using pretty much like Skype or Zoom or something, not Skype, Zoom or any other type of like thing to make videos together. And then eventually they kind of were like, okay, we are vaccinated, everything's good, I think. And, you know, they took precautions and eventually did go outside again. So during the COVID pandemic, they showed no signs of slowing down. They were still making videos every single day, 12 o'clock, noon, video was posted. Now, I do want to take a few moments away from Unus Annus itself to talk about some of the amazing stuff that came out of Unus Annus. Mark and Ethan created the merch, which I am currently wearing. I'm wearing a casket shirt that they made, and there's also the Camp Unus Annus merch. There was, remember the buddy system, which was part of Camp Unus Annus. They had hoodies, they had shirts, they had long sleeves, and a lot of that was cool. I bought a long sleeve. I have it in my closet right now. There was also a lot of awesome fan art that came out of it. People were making edits of like the last moments of Unus Annus. People were making, you know, pictures of Mark and Ethan in certain situations where like there was one called like they did a video trying to crack open a watermelon with their thighs, and it resulted in Ethan kind of just making up a bit where he was the Melon Man. And, you know, there are people making edits of the Melon Man, as well as people getting Unus Annus tattoos or Memento Mori tattoos. I mean, I myself have a Memento Mori tattoo because of Unus Annus. Now, getting back to the videos. Unus Annus moved along quickly. And months, or a year, turned into months, turned into days or weeks, then days. And eventually, it was almost the end. A few days left. And before we knew it, it was time. A final 12-hour live stream to send off Unus Annus. I was there. I had just started a new job, and my wife and I got off at the same time. We came home, and we watched the last 3 hours of the live stream. At midnight, all of it was deleted. Gone. They pressed the button, and the screen went dark. Unus Annus had passed. Now, I'm not ashamed to admit, I cried. Unus Annus had given me something to bond with my wife over. It had given me something to look forward to watching every day. It meant something to me. Mark and Ethan were not just entertainers. they provided something that I feel not a lot of people did. And you can claim that other people have made a channel similar, but nothing like Unus Annus. It was a moment in time, and you can't ever get that moment back. Of course, Mark and Ethan went back to making videos on their respective channels, and life moved on. However, things stayed. People were chanting and wanting Unus Annus to come back because 2020 had kind of messed up some of the plans that Mark and Ethan had. And on top of messing up some of the plans that Mark and Ethan had, it felt like we didn't get the ending we wanted. People were doing a hashtag reset for the clock for Unus Annus. November 2021 came, and Mark and Ethan did a tribute to Unus Annus by showcasing the casket that they had bought for one of their bits in the forest, and pretty much saying like a goodbye to Unus Annus. And the same again in 2022, the same again in 2023. However, in 2024, things changed a bit. They showcased the casket, but however, it was rattling, like something was trying to break out of it. Now, Mark and Ethan have stated, hey, Unus Annus is done. It's never going to happen again. We're never going to do it. But they've been giving like little hints like that. Now, for those of you who might not know, Memento Mori means remember death. There's also the flip side of it, Memento Vivere, which means remember to live. So, we are now just a few days away from the anniversary 5 years of the death of Unus Annus. Could Mark and Ethan revive Unus Annus? We don't know. Only time will tell. Now, Mark and Ethan have also talked about taking down anything to do with Unus Annus in terms of videos, in terms of, little clips that might be shown, but however, to this day, you can still find remnants of Unus Annus on YouTube. And I wonder if Mark and Ethan just got tired of requesting takedowns, or if they're kind of playing into the lore. Because, as with death, once something is gone, you can never get it back in its full original form. However, you only have the memories to go on, and remnants. Will Mark and Ethan make Unus Annus come back again? Only time will tell. But until then, we'll just have to wait and see. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you guys do like it, please like, share, and subscribe. And until the next time, Memento Mori, Unus Annus.